Smile. This is video.
चलो रिसेप्शन रूम से तब was elected in this person
Deepak, Mayapat Jatar. Come close. Kunjan, turn over, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And obviously, as part of my public service.
તમારું વાંચતો હોઉં છું કાયમ આપણને ના કાયમ ગુજરાત સમાચાર ને એશિયન વોઇસ પ્રોબ્લેમ નો I know. અહીંયા એક આ પ્રોબ્લેમ હાઉસ ઓફ પાર્લામેન્ટમાં ઓડિયોનો સાઉન્ડનો ત્રાસ બધો યુ નો Grupesh is looking younger by the day. How are you, Grupesh?
Yeah,
nice to see you.
You will let him run. I mean, both my friends spent a lot. Yeah. It's a pretty long drive, but my friends, they kind of would drive up and down from London a lot, so I guess it's manageable, more so than if you were living in, like, I don't know, Manchester or whatever.
I will call you up and बात करनी so that I know तो क्या होता है वो connection कर सकता I think that is what is happening. So you guys must I know it's I feel nicely of myself. Because I saw you. She's my daughter. So just want to let you know
ત્યાં જ રહેજો સીબી ઊભા રહેજો સીબી ઊભા રહેજો પ્લીઝ બધા એકદમ મોઢા ચડાવીને સિરિયસ થઈ ગયા હમણાં હસતા હતા 1 મિનિટ પહેલા થેન્ક યુ ઓમ શાંતિ
Joseph, I think we're launching that.
ચાલી
I'll get that in a moment. My lords, ladies, members of Parliament, Maharaji or Maharani, your graces, your excellencies, ladies, gentlemen, and all kind gentle beings, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the glorious Golden Jubilee celebration of the Asian Voice and Gujarat Samachar. Founded by the venerable CB Patel, who is only 87 years young, and sponsored by Lord Gadia of the North Wood. Let's give Lord Gadia and Mr. Patel both a big round of applause. At this moment in time, I would like to invite to the podium your venerable and wonderful Master Mistress of Ceremonies, Namita Shah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Salam. It is just absolutely lovely to be here. I'm really nervous. I cannot match that or beat that. Okay, I neither have the experience nor the expertise to be a master of ceremonies. But what I lack for that, I make up in enthusiasm. And I'm extremely, extremely happy to be here and to welcome all of you. Honestly, it is a pleasure to be here because Gujarat Samachar means a lot to us. This is family. And I know that all of us are here together because of our connection with Gujarat Samachar and with CB Uncle, with Mr. CB Patel. So welcome everyone. We are here to celebrate the 50 years of Gujarat Samachar and ABPL's contribution in this country through its flagship, Gujarat Samachar, through Asian Voice. And I have seen them since the last 25 years. A lot of you would have known them even longer. and known what they've brought to this community, to this country. And I know that I speak for all of us when I say that there is no greater joy than to be here to celebrate his fantastic achievements and his journey so far and beyond. A couple of requests. Mobile phones, if we can put them on silent, please, that will be most appreciated. And after this, okay. Timing in life is everything. We are going to aspire today. I know we've all come from India and far away, and we brought a lot of our culture and everything over here. We'll try not to bring in the concept of Indian stretchable time. So we'll try to work on time and get this thing going, keep it moving, keep you happy, keep you interested, and keep you all involved. That will be the aim, and let's try to do that. And everything well begun is half done. I don't think there is any better way to start a gorgeous evening like this without or only with the invocation of the divine, of the supreme. Call it by any name you want, whatever it means to you. And I can't think of anyone better to do this than to have Nand Kumarji from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan to come and join us with his most beautiful, soothing manner and to recite a prayer to invoke all the blessings, because I know this, and I can say this as well for all of us, that we all need it. We all look for it, for some, the divine presence, for some kindness. And may I please call upon Nand Kumarji. Namaskar, Nand Kumarji. Please come and start off this evening. Thank you.
Namaste, my lords, ladies, friends, dear CCB, Maheshji, and friends. I'll begin with a prayer from the Vedas. May we all see with our eyes what is auspicious. May we all hear with our ears what is auspicious. With healthy body, mind, and spirit, may we be able to dedicate ourselves for the cause of humanity. May the celestial beings shower their choicest blessings on us so that we may all develop a sense of sacrifice in our lives. May there be peace and real peace. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Istushtuva Sastanubhi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brahaspatir Dadhatu Om Shante Shante Shantihi. The world is one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Hence, friends, let noble thoughts come to us from every side. Ano Bhadraha Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. Namaste.
Thank you, Nand Kumarji. I don't know about you, but that definitely helped me calm down a bit, and thank God for that. After that very beautiful prayer, we also have a very beautiful invocation for Goddess Saraswati, and for that we have Miss Maya Deepak here with her equally beautiful and blessed voice, and she'll be singing a Saraswati prayer for us. So, Miss Maya Deepak.
Hello, Namaste. Ya kundendu tushar har dhavla Ya shubhravastravrita Ya veena vardand mandit kara Ya shwet Padmasana Ya Brahmanchut Shankara Prabhutivir Devai Sada Vandita Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesh Jadyapaha विशेष जाड्या पहा वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कही जे पीड़ पराई जानी रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तोय मन अभिमान न आणे रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कही सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे निंदा न करे के निरे वाच काच मन निशल राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे वैष्णव जन तो तेनी रे कही समदृष्टिने तृष्णा त्यागी पर स्त्री जेने मात रे जिह्वा थकी असत्य न बोले पर धन नव झाले हाथ रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कही मोह माया व्यापे नहीं जेने दृढ़ वैराग्य जना मन मारे राम नाम शू ताड़ी लागी सकल तीरथ तेना तन मारे वैष्णव जन तो तेनी रे कही वण लोभी ने कपट रहित छे काम क्रोध निवार्या रे भणे नर सैयो तेनु दर्शन करता भणे नर सैयो तेनु दर्शन करता कुळ एको तेर तार्या रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तोय पर दुखे उपकार करे तोय मन अभिमान न आणे रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए।
થેન્ક યુ માયાબેન. તમારી મધુર અવાજે આજની શામમાં એકદમ મીઠાશ ઘોલી દીધી છે. I am sorry. I must beg your forgiveness. I did not introduce myself. My name is Namita Shah, and my mother-in-law is Jyotsnaben Shah. I'm sure a lot of people here know her. She was the managing editor at Gujarat Samachar earlier. And for her sins, her son got married to me, and which is how we are related, and I'm here, and this is family. And now, we are just going to enjoy some starters and have a little pause before we carry on with the program. So please enjoy. Hi, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying the starters and the evening is gone off on a good start. You know, I was really, really nervous when I came in to do this. I've never done this before. It's only because of CB Uncle's confidence and his belief in me that I agreed to do this. And I'm glad. And then I got a really good pointer from Dick, our Toastmaster, who was here earlier. He said, you know what? These are all your friends and family. So stop worrying. Don't worry. And now, whether you like it or not, I'm going to just think of all of you as my friends and family. Okay? So, you know, it just gets, puts us all together. Thank you. I would now like to invite someone who all of us know, who's no stranger to all of us, Subhashbhai Thakrar, to this podium. There is hardly anyone here who doesn't know him. He's former chairman of the London Chamber of Commerce, former commissioner of the UK Department of International Development, fellow of the Royal Society of Arts, member and chair of various companies and charities. Today, he has played the role of a Sutradhar. A Sutradhar literally translates to a thread bearer, a thread holder. And he has bound this whole event together with his vision, with him and CB Uncle have put together their vision, their leadership together to determine the topic and focus of this evening and brought us all here today to enjoy this wonderful evening. So now I'm going to call upon Subhash Bhai to please come to this podium and take this evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Nimita. Now, what's her performance so far? Can anybody say she's nervous? Isn't she doing a wonderful job? Let's give her a first round of applause. When she first talked to me, she said, I'm feeling really nervous. I said, that's the right thing to feel. Otherwise, you misperform. And I hope I'm feeling nervous too, a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. I am deeply honored and privileged to stand here before all of you to speak on this occasion when we are doing a celebration of a very senior member of our society, a dear, dear friend, who, whenever he says anything, asks you to do anything, you just cannot say no to him. He is a wonderful, wonderful gentleman, and at the age of 87, he is still performing so well. And you know who I'm talking about. It is none other than our very good friend, CB Patel. So let's start off with a good round of applause for him. I want to also acknowledge the presence of a number of our senior members in our society. Of course, we have a chief guest who I will introduce in a few moments. We have Lord Lumba, we've got Lord Poppert, we had Lord Karan Bilimoria, he had to dash off, so he's moved on. Mr. Navin Shah is there, and Vimal Bhai, also president of the Gujarat organizations. I must have forgotten some others, and we have an array of patrons whose names are already on your table who have really been extremely supportive, and we are going to be acknowledging them formally a bit later. When CB and I met back in December last year, he said, I want to do something that can mark this 50 years. You know, you probably have, some of you have participated and got involved with the 50-year celebrations that have been going on. And these are all about talking about the history, the background. And he said, what can we do? And we thought about it, and we came out with this interesting concept of saying, whilst we celebrate the 50 years, let us look forward. Because everybody can talk about the past, but let's go forward and think about the future. And then there came the idea of this book that we're going to launch this evening. And the title is Eyes for Tomorrow. It's thinking forward, thinking. And when I started writing to various people, experts in their own areas of work and profession, and requested them that, look, I don't want you to write about what you've been doing or what projects you've been working on, but I want you to think about and imagine what the future will look like in the next 25 years or 50 years. Can you just put your imagination into this article? And, you know, it's interesting when you really look back at 25 years and look at 25 years before, you'll always see that the pace of change is faster. You know, so what changes we've seen in the last 25 years, they were not as fast in before. You can just take an example of your phone and mobile phone and so on. I remember my days in Jamnagar where if you wanted to make a call, we had to book it 3 days in advance before you could speak to anybody. And never mind about how to send a photograph or a letter or anything that would take through the snail mail. So this idea of futuristic articles from experts in their sectors got developed, and we've put that all together in the book, and I'm ever so grateful to various authors who have participated in writing those articles. So many of you are here, yes, and I won't go through the list of names, but when you open up the book, you will see. And also we thought about it that this might kind of be on your shelf for a lot longer, because it's a futuristic book. You can monitor what the experts have said about their area of in their particular sector, and see whether that's coming out to be the case. And for the next generation, they might amuse themselves and say, well, what have they been talking about in the last generation? Look how fast things have moved on. We only got to look at examples of how far mobile phones have gone, and cars. Very soon we will find that we'll be able to drive cars, or not drive, it will be a driverless car. So it's a great effort. I would say it took a long time to put it together. I hope you'll all find it of interest and of use. And it's really to mark the 50 years of celebration of achievement of Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice and CB Patel. You know, these are just not weekly newspapers, what's happening. They've clearly delivered the news to us. CB has done that great job. But at the same time, this organization has provided a lot of service and done a lot of philanthropy towards our society. And that we must recognize. And I think we have, first of all, I want to personally thank CB. Under your visionary leadership, publications have reached their 50 years, so well done. Let's give you a big round of applause. And you know, he's got a team who are working extremely hard. I didn't really get to know them before until I got involved with this project, and I must acknowledge that they are extremely hardworking team who are doing great work. And Mahesh Bhai Liloria has recently joined the group, and he's leading everything so wonderfully well. Look, he's standing there rather than sitting down and doing things. And so CB, he's 87. Can you imagine? Now, he's probably the oldest man in this room, but he's got the energy of the youngest person in this room, I can tell you that. You know, his memory, I don't know whether, you must have all had a conversation with him, and he will remember not only you, your wife's name, your grandchildren's name, the lot. You know, he can, if I send him before and say, mention my grandchildren, he'll tell you. This is how good a memory that he's got. I think you are gifted, sir. You are definitely gifted. And yet, you see, there is now a record already that mogul of a media goes up to 92 before he steps down, right? So CB, you're 87 only, 87 young. So you still got another 5 years before you even think about stepping down. But I hope this evening, when CB speaks, he will give us some vision to where these publications are going to go. A lot of people talk about the fact that media is going to drop and digitization is going to take over. But there is quite a debate. A lot of people still love to hold that newspaper in their hand and read it. I am one of them. I love that. And I don't like to read it on the phone or on the iPad. So it's doing a great job and fantastic work that you've delivered, CB. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll move on to our chief guest. Now, you know, we debated a lot about who should be our chief guest. And when CB and I thought about it a lot, we said, apna gharna hoa joye. Right? And in our chief guest, Lord Jitesh Gadia, he's a remarkable individual who's achieved so much in a very young age. First of all, he was the youngest peer that has been taken in the House of Lords. And I think that itself deserves an accolade. He's a Cambridge graduate. He has had an illustrious career in the banking sector, holding very senior positions in the various banks. And most recently, he's now on the board of Bank of England. And I hope and pray that like we have the first Hindu Prime Minister, we will have the first governor who will be a Hindu, and that will be Jitesh Gadia. Lord Gadia, don't deny it. We'll see it. It happens. You know, nothing can be denied. As Mr. Nanda will tell us, that with the power of prayer, we can achieve it. And I've prayed. So, and let's hear it. What did you say? It wasn't that the case. You remember that, yes. So when he came, as soon as he came, at that time he wasn't the Prime Minister. He came and, he did a great speech. And just before he started to speak, we had the chiming of the church bells. And that was the blessing that he received. And my daughter Kavita, who's here this evening, tied a rakhi. And, we said, will you wear a rakhi that my daughter will tie? That came from Brahmakumaris. Especially we brought it for him. And he very willingly wore that rakhi. And we can say that that's a prayer that made him the Prime Minister. We can make that claim, yeah? So coming back to our chief guest, because he's done a lot, and when he was made a peer and he had to take an oath, he did that on the Vedanta book, right? Now I believe that might have been the first Hindu peer who's done that, rather than just accept whatever is the book that might be taken for oath. Jitesh Gadia is a young man. He's got many years to go. So we look forward to a beautiful kind of career developing from here. He's the chairman of the British Asian Trust. Many of you will probably have attended the events. I attended the last event with Yogi Mehta. You were there with us. We attended the event at the Palace, Buckingham Palace, hosted by the King. The British Asian Trust has been started by King Charles, and Jitesh is the current chairman of that. So that's again a wonderful position that he's holding. And so I really welcome our chief guest this evening amongst family and friends. He has got a connection with Asian Voice and Gujarat Samachar, and no doubt he's going to refer to that. But he originated, first when he was, I think, at university, he used to write for Asian Voice. And many of us have done that. And this is the breeding ground that CB creates right at the advance. He has got that vision to identify who's going to make it first and starts bringing them into the organization. So fantastic work that has been done. And congratulate you, Lord Gadia. And may I invite you to please address us. Thank you.
Thank you, Subhash. That was a more than generous, I think, introduction. Namaste. Good evening to everyone, and a warm welcome to Parliament. It's wonderful to see so many friends here tonight. We may be in these sort of formal setting of the House of Lords, but tonight really does, and Subhash said it, Namita said it, tonight feels like a family occasion. And speaking of family, I am here tonight not as Lord Jitesh Gadia, but as an extended family member of the Asian Business Publications and CB Patel. And let me explain why. A few years back, CB asked for a reminder of when we first met. And I think I surprised him with a very precise answer to that question, which is the 11th of November, 1989. I was still a student studying at university and had invited him and Pushpaben to attend a dinner that I was hosting on behalf of the Cambridge University India Society. Other guests that evening included late Manubai Madhvani and Sir Jay Gohil, stalwarts of our community, who many of you will know. And I'm pleased that Manubai's son, Shrey Madhvani, and his wife Aparna have also joined us this evening. From that first meeting, almost 34 years ago, we, I think I can say this, forged a special connect. And I spent 2 of my summers as a student in 1990 and in 1991 working as an intern at the Coronet Street office, writing for New Life, the predecessor publication to Asian Voice. In those days, it was all hands to the deck as we went from writing to printing to posting the newspapers. And on Thursdays, I recall, there was an incredible team effort to post out the newspapers for post office collection. So having spent these formative years with CB and the team, I see Kokila Ben, Josna Ben, I think Surendra Bhai, I think somewhere, Kishore Bhai. Having spent those years with them, I feel very much part of the Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice family, and is therefore a huge honor and personal pleasure for me to host these golden anniversary celebrations of these publications, and to honor the incredible community service and visionary leadership of CB Patel over the past 5 decades. Journalism has the unique power to inform, inspire, entertain, and enlighten. 50 years in the world of journalism is an extraordinary achievement by any measure, and is a moment to celebrate not just the newspapers themselves, but also the incredible individuals who have been part of this remarkable journey. CB's journey itself is a source of inspiration, and he has written a very moving and personal forward to the souvenir book which Subhash has mentioned, which we are launching this evening. From humble beginnings in Bhadran, Gujarat, he embarked on a path guided by a profound sense of responsibility. In the foreword, he recalls the wisdom of his father, who emphasized the importance of spreading knowledge, and the sacrifices made by his mother, Kamlaba, who I had the great privilege of meeting on various occasions, to secure his education. These values have underpinned Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice, making them not just newspapers, but true pillars of our community. For those who know CB, he refers to Karma Yoga selfless action and service to the community. I would say that CB has not just reported on our community's journey, but has actively shaped it with his campaigning zeal. These newspapers have witnessed our community's evolution, chronicling our joys, sorrows, successes, and challenges. They have bridged generational gaps, ensuring their content resonates with young and old. In an ever-changing world, these newspapers have remained a constant, offering information and insights that are both relevant and enlightening. Indeed, it's interesting to reflect on how the face of Britain itself has changed during these 50 years. Like many in this room, I arrived here from East Africa in 1972, coinciding with the year when Gujarat Samachar was first launched in the UK. And Britain has radically changed over this period. And Subhash, you mentioned telephones and mobiles. In 1972, only 42% of households had a landline. 34% of people did not own a washing machine. 10% of households still had outside toilets. And would you believe 1.2% didn't have them at all? And to prove CB's longevity, during his leadership of ABPL, we have seen 12 UK prime ministers. And I'm fairly certain that CB has met every single one of them. 5 decades on, we are now a well-settled community, punching above our weight and contributing disproportionately in almost every field of human endeavor. Yet we cannot rest on the success of the present and must look to the future and recognize the rapid pace of change in our world. So I'm delighted that tonight we are not just celebrating the past glories and accomplishments, but also viewing the world, as Subhash said, through the eyes of tomorrow, which is the very apt name of the publication being launched tonight. I had a sneak preview of the contents, and I can assure you it provides a captivating tapestry of ideas and scenarios that will shape our future. Within the pages of this book, we are transported to the future. It captures the essence of groundbreaking technologies such as artificial intelligence and global challenges such as climate change. Within business, trade, and finance, there are views on the evolving landscape of UK-India relations and the emergence of Africa as a global economic player. In fact, my noble friend Lord Poppet has contributed a fantastic article on that subject. In diplomacy, it is projected that we will see greater involvement of the diaspora communities in international relations over the next 25 years. There are too many excellent chapters to single them all out. But as we celebrate this golden jubilee, let us recognize the enduring legacy of Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice. I wanted to especially thank Subhash Thakrar for his dedication and hard work in assembling this collection, which will truly provide a fitting and lasting commemoration to the occasion that we are all celebrating tonight. He's provided the golden thread to the golden anniversary. We can see how, in the words of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who has also contributed a message, a special message for this book, that the work of ABPL Group has ensured, quotes, the communities can keep in touch with their home countries and that the connection is strong even for those who are born and bred outside of the subcontinent. Indeed, the Prime Minister touched upon the fact that these newspapers keep one eye looking forward while keeping us grounded in our communities and rich histories. None of us would be here today if it were not for those who have come before. The secret of ABPL Group's success is that it has embraced change while remaining firmly rooted in its core values, but ready to face the challenges and opportunities of the future. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining this special occasion. Let us continue to celebrate the work of Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice for many years and decades to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Subhash Bhai, for your encouragement, for your lovely words. Thank you so much, Lord Gadya. First of all, also a very big thank you from all of us for your wonderful hospitality, for this beautiful place and this wonderful evening. Thank you so much. I think all of us took a lot away from what we heard from Subhash Bhai and from Lord Gadya. The thought of Vasudev Kutumbakam. I know it was also mentioned at the G20 in India earlier, the thought of one world, one family. And in times when we see increasing polarization, where everything is you're either for or against, and when there is no thinking about a middle ground, it's lovely to think that, there is a possibility to overcome these, polarized differences and think of ourselves as one, or at least try to aspire to rise above the differences. At least that's what I took away. And pause for thought also about things that Subhash Bhai mentioned. Yeah, the feel of paper, a book. Call us old-fashioned if you want, but I don't think anything beats that pleasure. And I don't think the phones do it in as much as we love to surf them and look through them most of the time. Okay. All right. So now we have, they say that picture is worth 1,000 words. I understand we are going to be watching a really interesting audiovisual, and we're not able to watch this. And what we will do is make sure we send out a link via email to everyone, so you can watch it maybe at leisure, in your own time. I would recommend that you do watch it, because it is absolutely inspiring, very, very interesting. And it's got pictures of CB uncle, looking very dashing with his full head of hair. So have a look, please, for sure. The next speaker that I'm going to call now, I have a whole biography. I asked for one and I got it and I read through it. Very, very impressive. And of course, amazing things and amazing achievements. But you know how I'm going to introduce him? And it's something, you'd find like, it's hard to believe, or not maybe that hard to believe. But with this very calm demeanor and this very relaxed approach and very understated style is a gentleman who gets the Prime Minister of the UK, Rishi Sunak, to be attending and serving prasadam at Morari Bapu's Katha. You know who I'm calling on stage now. Lord Dola Popat. He needs no introduction. Lord Popat, please come.
Great, thank you, Saunema Namaskar, my noble friend, our chief guest today, Lord Gadya, Lord Lumba, distinguished guest, and of course, CB Patel. Firstly, many of you have come here for the first time. So welcome to the heart of democracy, the mother of all parliaments. This historic place goes back 900 years, which has witnessed grim trials, sentencing to death of a king, coronation banquets, ceremonial addresses, and the coffins of those receiving the last respect of our people. This is a building where laying in state of Her late Majesty, the Queen, happened. So today we gather here to make history again, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Gujarat Samachar, an Asian voice, and to pay tribute to a truly extraordinary individual, our dear friend CB Patel. CB Patel, the name I remember in the 80s when somebody mentioned to Neil Kinnock. He said it's a community board which embodies the tireless spirit dedicated to the welfare of the Gujarati or British Indian community, not just here in Britain, but across the world. For 5 decades, Gujarat Samachar and its sister titles, under CB's visionary leadership, have not only become the largest selling publication of its kind in the UK, but have also earned the utmost respect and credibility within our community. Over the years, Gujarat Samachar has been a beacon of advocacy, championing causes ranging from race equality and diversity to campaigning for direct flight London, Ahmedabad, London, and of course, to stop the closure of Hare Krishna Temple, and has carried out many campaigns for the benefit of British Indian community. CB has also helped many British Indian politicians, including myself, Lord Lumba, Lord Gadhia, and newcomers within Parliament. You've written about them, you sort of encouraged them, you inspired them, and that's been very encouraging for us. In more recent times, while CB is aging, we're still young. As Jita said, Rupert Murdoch at 92 is now retiring, so CB, to beat that record, you've got another 5 years. And God bless, we want more than 5 years. This paper is a crucial role in fostering community cohesion. They will ensure that the Hindu community in Britain remains informed, educated, and holds individuals accountable, including myself on occasion. Now let's turn to the gaze back of the past 50 years. We heard both from Lord Gadhia and also from Subhash Thakra. Despite discrimination and limited opportunities, we as a community have succeeded. Our success, if you look at the roughly about 2 million British Indians now living in UK, of hard work, education, enterprise, family. And in fact, when I launched my book, that if you come to this country, if you work hard, if you engage, if you integrate, if you speak English, you can make a success. And what a success story right across the board within United Kingdom of British Indians. You know, we, in fact, despite being just 2 million, roughly about 3% of the British population, we contribute roughly about 7% to GDP. And if you look at the number of British Indians going to top universities, roughly about 65%. We are more likely to be employed or self-employed than unemployed. Highest number of marriages, lowest divorces, lowest prison population. These are the great hallmarks of the British Indian community that they have shown in this country. Even in terms of house ownership, I was looking at the figures recently, it's roughly about 71%. So UK has given us this great opportunity. UK has given us an excellent British Indian Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak. So both the Jewish community had their 4 decades of success. I would say in the next 50 years you will see a real and more success for the British Indian community. I want to conclude very briefly because I know you're all waiting to finish your meal and listen to CB. All I can say in conclusion, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to CB and on 50 years of dedicated service, and I hope Gujarat Samachar continues to thrive. Your tireless work, CB, is appreciated not just by me, but by our entire community. Together we have shaped the history of the UK, and together we will shape its future. Thank you.
Jamilo. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you are enjoying this lovely dinner. May I mention one thing that I really enjoyed hearing Lord Gadia and Lord Popat mention were all those numbers and statistics that they mentioned. Do you know what it makes me think about? It makes me think about how we as a community have worked, have flourished, and have done well. And all of this still has its basis in one thing. In as much as for a lot of us, India or places in Africa is our land of our birth, our Janma Bhumi, but we have all chosen to make UK our Karma Bhumi, the land where we are performing our duties, our actions. And I think that we are doing them well. We are doing them well as a community. We are a positively contributing community. And I think that is something to feel happy about, to feel proud of, and to aspire to do more of it and make it better. And also, given that the numbers of Indians in the UK is increasing, there are more people coming in, we have still lots more people coming fresh off the boat, as you might want to call it, and even the ones who are established now, we are second, third generations of Indians. There's so many of us. And I think with that, ABPL, Gujarat Samachar, Asian Voice, plays a very big role, a very critical role in being a voice of the Indian diaspora here in the UK. And now we come to the man of the hour. I'm going to call upon, you know who, Mr. CB Uncle. Everyone over here knows him. You know what I love about him? Whether he's talking to your tiny toddler who's knee high, okay, or talking to a young gentleman, an old person, anyone, he is interested and he is interesting. He will listen. He's an amazing listener. And of course, he's an excellent speaker. Conversations with him are always fun because he always has an interesting perspective. And you can talk about so many different things. He's so well read. He's one of the most erudite, I hope that's the right word, and one of the most erudite persons I've come across. Powerful, dynamic, the youngest 87-year-old I know, with amazing energy, amazing attitude to life, zest. We saw the whole audiovisual about his life. It's not been an easy ride, right? It's not been something that's been handed to him on a platter. He's worked hard. He's fought hard. And as I was listening to that, I was thinking of this poem, If, by Rudyard Kipling, which talks about how, treating triumph and disaster, both imposters, the same, to put everything on the pitch of a win and a toss and things like that. And that's what CB Uncle reminds me of, somebody who's willing to take risks, to take chances, to try, to do. Never, I don't think he knows the word fear. I don't think it's in his dictionary. He'll talk to Margaret Thatcher. There's a picture of him standing there chatting with Margaret Thatcher. And he'll talk to your little one and it's all the same. And like Subhash Bhai said, amazing memory. He's met my parents once. He remembers their names. He'll know where you're from. And he'll always make you feel so special, so important, so heard. And I think it's incredible. I can still go on. I have lots more adjectives, but I don't think we'll do that. I'm going to call the man of the hour, CB Patel, to this podium. And may I request, and this pleasure and this privilege can only be yours, Merul Patel, his son, to please escort him to stage.
I was looking around for the CB Patel who was mentioned here. I went out to find out, but he was not there. First of all, namaskar and good evening. Nanda ji, because I know the couple, I know her mother-in-law and father-in-law, amazing Vadera family. And I'm so grateful to you. You're very spiritual. Your guru also was my guru. She came to our office 3 times. Swami Chinman, namaskar. To go back, my lords, where is Lord Lumba? Lord Bai and Bibaben, you are always our most respected Lord. Thank you very much. As Lord Karam Billy Moja left, he is one of my, you read his article, we go back many, I know his mother Yasmin and father, I'm so proud of him. Lord Dollar Puppet, I'm jealous of you. You are so rich, so powerful, and so humble to come here. Thank you very much. To go back to Lord Jitesh Gadia, Jitesh, I wish I knew you much more. Genuinely, when I was talking to Subhash Bhai for chief guest today, I wanted somebody cerebral, intellectual, ethical, and you are the one who got Rigved in the House of Lords Library. Thank you very much. There are people I want to mention who have been my role model. Anybody remembers Khodidas Bhai Damecha? Have you met Khodidas Bhai Damecha, Pradeep? You have not met him the way I met him. On 11th of May 1983, when the Karmayog House was being formally opened by Willie Whitelaw, Deputy Prime Minister, my mother was the main person. And my mother met Khodidas Bhai and Shantilal Bhai. And then my mother sent a message to me that the brothers are here, Chandrakant should come here. So I went there. My mother गुजरे तो मेरा पगे लागो मैंने कहा छोकराओ वो मोटा थवाना है. Means what Khodidas Bhai and brother Shanti Bhai, my mother in 83 was not Damecha of today. Your hard work, Manishi's hard work, the contribution of Meena Ben and your son Anand, you are not the big businessman. In present day UK, without any condition, the philanthropy, the humbleness. When the Vallabhriti temple was in controversy, it was Pradeep Damecha's name and the fame. Am I right, Dollar? You help us. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful here. I invite you in the spirit. I can see Khodidas Bhai and Radhita Ben and you. Thank you very much, Meena Ben. I want to go back to somebody here. There's a man called Prabhakant Bhai. Chandy Bhai, tame ubha thao. Prabhakant Bhai is a Patel. And Patel are not famous for their family life. His wife, Kantaben, was 18 years older than him. Please sit down, Prabhakant Bhai. I want to talk about for 2 more minutes. And Prabhakant Bhai, Janti Bhai is our dear friend. He was a big officer in the Royal Mail. Janti Bhai, I'm so grateful you brought him here. Prabhakant Bhai lost Kantaben about 2 years ago. I've never met a happily married couple in my 87 years. Thank you very much. Kantaben was the grand niece of the famous Gujarati poet Nandalal Kavi. And I tell you, the philanthropy, the modesty, the love for our wife, Prabhakant Bhai, I'm so grateful to see you. Thank you very much. Let me go back to one or two more people. There are many more. But these Nagaraja brothers, I know them. Again, I know people for a long, long time. I may not remember all the name. But these two brothers and the sister, where is the sister? તમે બેન બહુ તમારા ભાઈઓની તમે કાળજી રાખી છે. આ ભાઈઓ જરા તબિયતમાં સહેજ નરમ ગરમ છે. ડોલર યુ એગ્રી? આ ભાઈઓએ ઈસ્ટ લંડનમાં જે કામ કર્યું છે ધર્મ માટે, સંસ્કૃતિ માટે, ગયા રવિવારે શું કહ્યું ઇંગ્લિશ, they organized Loti Mahotsav. So thank you very much. You came in. You also have a problem like me, age, but you are so grateful. I'm so grateful to you. Kokhilaben and Josnaben and Kishore Bhai. Like, to be honest, you said so many nice about me, but none of you remember that I owe so much to so many. My family, my colleagues, my well-wishers, supporters. Subhash mentioned about why I told him in December. Subhash Thakrar is, I know him, he will not remember. I know him for over 30 years when they produced a Lohana book. And he is one of the youngest chartered accountant, member of City of London Jewish establishment, if I may use the word. And I tell you, I'm impressed all because of Rekha Ben. Because before Rekha Ben came into your wife, you were not so shining. But much more than doing this way, this man is one of the unique men. I know he likes money. He made money. He's an advisor. But more than that, he's very spiritual. Every month, he has a katha, has a meeting at his house. And I remember Balmukul Parikh, who introduced Gita ji to you. So, Rekha Ben, you and your husband, and where is Kavita? Kavita, will you show me? Kavita, their daughter, is married to Rikin. Am I right, the name? Thank you very much for coming. You have a responsibility. The torch shown by your parents, there is no full stop in life. Maybe there is a comma, but go ahead and you will do that. Your son name is Ravi, is in Uganda, and his daughter is called Suri. I tell you, I'm jealous of you. You're fantastic family life. Kanti Nagara, and we are competing on hairstyle. But all the people I know in this country, Yogesh was interesting. Kanti knew the Gujarat, it's in the article. But Kanti bhai, I've never met somebody more devoted to community service, to helpless service, and credit goes not to you but to Bhanu Ben. She's a fantastic person. Thank you, Kanti. Yogesh Mehta sitting, I like people to make money, to spend money, to enjoy, but to invest money. Yogesh bhai, please kindly get up if you don't mind. Stand up. He's the only Gujarati I know who gave £250,000 to Namnath Money Center. The name is his mother's name. That is very rare. People put their name or their wife's name. Yogesh bhai, you are role model. Thank you very much. Your brothers are doing fantastic work. I can go on many people like this, but I must stop. I want to say, when I look back, everybody starts with good intentions. When you are born, nobody has got bad intention. Sometimes, by accident, we deviate. At the age of whatever age I am, now please don't talk about 5 years. Somebody mentioned for 5 years, why? My departure date is 9th April 2048. Lord Shiva and I were talking one day. We got direct contact. He said, as long as you're doing a good job, I'll honor your departure date. But the day you stop doing good job, Ram bolo bhai Ram. But 92 for XYZ is XYZ. CB Patel, father of Merur Patel, is not in a rush to go back. So please revise your statement next time. There are so many people. I can mention, I got short names. But it's slightly humbling effect. when people like Subhash Thakrar and Dollar Poppet and Raj Lumba and many more speak so many nice things about you. You don't realize, Jitesh, you are going to make me work hard. And I will work hard. Because Jitesh Khadia said that. Before you become Lord, you become my Jitesh Khadia. And there is no better chief guest today. Well, look, there is enough in the book, and you know me enough. But I want to share one or two small secrets with you also. Thanks to Merul and my family, ABPL today is comfortable financially. We are offered, people from India are very keen to buy Gujarat paper here. Dollar, you remember? One Gujarat paper offered me £3.5 million about 20 years ago. Gujarat Samachar SL Voice is not for sale. And I discussed with my son. Come here, Merul. His commitment, we will not sell for money. We want to continue the mission. And we have decided with families' full support to convert into a charitable trust. Whatever patents money, to be honest, that's very kind of you to start this, and thank you, and money more. Money is secondary. The mission in life. Seva Yagna, Nyan Yagna. And I'm grateful to Merul that he is a trustee of Karma Yoga Foundation. We are working with Subhash Thakrar as an advisor, with Kaushik Desai. Where is Kaushik Desai? If anything goes wrong, blame him. And Nainesh Desai, my lawyer. Has he gone? Has he gone?
I think so, yes.
He always go earlier. But we are working on a structure. We will not sell ABPL. For a nominal money, it will be handed over to the trust with proper lay down ground rules. Trust is not the nomenclature to hide the tax. I have been very loyal to this country. Last year also paid a very hefty capital gain tax. I owe a lot to this country. But thank you, Merul, and tell Pushpa and Sarojben and Urja that they agree to my wish. Otherwise, people, you know, Pradeep bhai, Lakshmi no bahut attraction che. But I'm so happy. There is a mission. So we'll know in due course. But today is the time to celebrate. There are so many people here. Where is Pratik? Has gone Pratik Dattani gone? Why don't you get up? I know it takes time for you to get up. Because last Friday you worked very hard for Asia Achiever Awards. They do fantastic job in Asia. Has George come? Tell him I hate him. That is not true actually. George is an amazing man. But Pratik, thank you very much for running Asia Achiever Award. Perhaps there is a synergy between ABPL and your operation. You have to improve my knowledge and vision. Suffice is to say, where is Mahesh Liloria? Come here, Mahesh bhai. These people should know that I have a direct link with Lord Shiva. Merul told me in 2019, say interesting, I was 80 and we had a big party. Is Mr. Bhattacharya here? You know Bhattacharya? At his big penta, and we spent about 11,000 pounds there. I enjoyed it. It was worth it. But at the same time, it was done, cake was done by my 11 grandchildren. Means my family's grandchildren, like this table is grandchildren. And in 2019, this is interesting, sometimes mental problem. Merul came to see me, Jitesh. He lives in Brighton. I used to live in Hoxton. My sister Kalpana, they live in Egam for 20 years. So now we live in Egam. And Merul asked me a question, Pradeep, interesting. Because he is much more clever, much more educated. And I was at that time 83 or so, 84 possibly. He said, what is your exit plan? So was I did not know the exit. I got no exit. I said, what does it mean? He says, but when very technical. Cambridge people are very clever. Means what happens when you die? First of all, in my diary, there is an entry. If I die, if people don't want to run the papers, everybody will pay 6 months' salary, and that's it. He says, no, you owe so much to them. First of all, I don't owe a penny to anybody. But this guy told me that I owe it to my colleagues, my staff. I never call them staff. My subscribers, my supporters. And he told me to find out a suitable replacement to carry on the mission of Seva Yagna Jnana Yagna. Now I asked Jostaben and Kokilaben and Kishore Bhai. But Jostaben has got 5 grandchildren, Kokilaben has 4 grandchildren, Kishore Bhai has also children. So we looked for somebody capable, Dollar Bhai, from India. And we had 2-3 names. But one fine day, his name came. This is interesting. This is CB Patel style. And they said that he is employed as the chief executive editor of Sandesh group of papers. Sandesh sells 1 million copy every day. And Jinesh Bhai, he was the main. But as soon as I was of Sandesh, I said no good to you. Because Sandesh's founder, Chiman Bhai, was my friend. He came in 77 with Moraji Dhase and he was staying with me. But then I got the message from the family that no, he wants to come. He wants to do something for overseas Gujaratis. Gujarati Bhasha, Gujarati Asmita. You know Asmita means? Anybody knows Asmita? The heritage. It's a beautiful word coined by Kanelal Munshi, Asmita. So we invited him for Naveen Bhai Umania Javo Manas chu. I invited him for 1 month here, Pradeep Bhai, to go around to study. Also I was watching him. He is a fantastic. Where is his wife? Rajib Batao. Rajib and his wife. And his daughter, Che, Arna. Arna, get up please. And Ahan, son, they are my grandchildren. It's a wonderful family. A journalist, no smoking, no drinking, no meat eating, family life. It's a rare commodity, so thank you very much. And one remember clear thing. For next 25-30 years, it is your job. Continue Seva Yagna, Jnana Yagna. If anything goes wrong, Subhas Bhai, blame him. If anything goes right, carry it to Meru. But once again, seriously, with all the sense of humor, it's a very, very enjoyable evening for me. I know I work hard. Kokilaben wrote a big article in Gujarati. Kokilaben, ઉભા થશો? તમે ઉભા થશો તો અહીંયા આવો ને જરા ખબર પડે. તમે આ બહેનો જુઓ, તમને લાગે છે કે 4 કે 5 બાળકોની ગ્રાન્ડ મધર છે? ગુજરાત સમાચારમાં જે કામ કરે છે ને એ લાંબુ જીવે છે અને સારા લાગે છે. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ. Once again, I know I would have mentioned many names. I would love to, but I think there is a limit. But once again, very seldom such moments come in your life when you look back and feel satisfied, feel blessed. And I feel I'm blessed. Thank you very much, all of you. Om Namah Shivaya.
That was CB Uncle in his inimitable style. Good to hear that the show will go on as it should, as it must. And now is the time to, reveal the suspense. No more Parde Mein Rehne Do. It's time to reveal Eyes of Tomorrow. CB uncle, pachavo. Come back. Lord Gadhia, may I please request you to join CB uncle? May I please also call upon the patrons to come up on the stage and join everyone at the unveiling of this book. Can I just start with the family of late Banubhai Madhwani, Shrey and Aparna. If you could join us. Lord Lumba, the Nagrecha brothers, Vinod Bhai, Hasmukhlaji, Umi Ben, Kirit Kumar Bhai. Adri Ben Madhera.
I know, I was telling you.
Ladies and gentlemen, kind patrons, please take a seat. The best part of the evening, well, one of the best part of the evening, dessert is happening now and it's a good one. So please take a seat. Let's enjoy. Dessert and coffee is being served. The book Eyes of Tomorrow will be also, we will be handing these over right at the end to all the other guests as well. And I think it will make a fantastic addition to your coffee table. Definitely worth a browse. I've had a sneak preview. It's incredible. And the pictures are really, really nice and absolutely worth reading and going through. So I hope you're looking forward to reading it as much as I am. I'm not Look, I'm not so good with cars and things, okay? But I do know this. A good car needs a fantastic driver. It's as good as its driver, okay? The person behind the steering wheel. To go with that analogy, of course, we have CB Uncle. Lots of other parts that are required, right? The engine and, the wheels and all the rest of it. Gujarat Samachar, Asian Voice, has had many such very significant contributors, okay, who have helped his journey so far, his journey of success, with all their hard work and effort and everything. Even though Pushpa Auntie and Saroj Auntie are not here, we have to mention their help. I know I've been to the Karma Yoga offices and in Old Street, and I've seen Pushpa Auntie and Saroj Auntie. When you go there, feeding so many people, cooking food. I've seen that massive printing press that used to pack up all the newspapers. I've seen how they used to travel, halfway through the night. Diwali, when the Diwali edition has to come out of the magazine, and these guys are working, pulling all-nighters night after night. Some of the major people who have contributed, definitely, to the success of Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice, okay? And what I'd like to call is the wheels of Gujarat Samachar. And I know that it gives great pleasure to me, to CB Uncle, to use this opportunity to say thank you for everything that's been done. So I'd now like to call upon CB Uncle to offer their citation to Jyotsnaben Shah, Mummy, who was managing editor of Gujarat Samachar for many years. I don't know the years properly, doesn't matter, but I know they were there. And Koki Foy, which all goes back, right? This is all family. It's like Foy, it's Mummy, and then
Subhash Bhai and any other doll. It's
Bulau. And I've not had the chance to meet her very properly, but Miss Rupanjana Ben, whose name I've heard many, many times. Rupanjana Ben, Rupanjana Datta, she's not here?
not here.
Oh, sorry, she's in Kolkata. But may I please call Jyotsna Ben and Kokila Ben to come?
One by one.
Oh, one by one. Jyotsna Ben.
Subhash Bhai.
Subhash Bhai, please come.
Don't read the citation, mention it quickly. Herself, choose Kokila, right.
This was a duty that I wasn't aware I was going to perform, but it's an honor, absolute honor, because I have also known Jyotsnaben for many, many years, and she's really has done incredible contribution to this publications, particularly in Gujarati. I read Gujarati, but slowly, but I manage, and whenever I read her articles, they've got some wonderful gems inside. So thank you, Jyotsnaben, for great service that you've offered. This is a citation headed Enduring Excellence Award. This is presented to Jyotsnaben D.R. Shah. I know you recently lost D.R., and I know you remember him so well, and that is why CB has particularly made sure that DR is in your name. And in recognition of over 40 years of dedicated service and association with ABPL, thank you so much for great work that you've done, Jyotsnaben. Oh, CB. Equally important is the contribution of Kokilaben. Can we have you on the stage, Kokilaben? We would love to honor you with the citation. Just get a hold of the... Now this citation is also to Kokilaben Patel, but for 40 years of wonderful service to ABPL. I know Kokilaben, those of you who might have come across her during all this time, she's a forceful lady. She makes you pay. She makes you advertise. And that was the great work that she did in addition to being an editor. And so thank you very much, Kokilaben, for a great service that you've offered. And this is a small token of recognition for the work you've done. And there is a citation here to also award Rupanjana Ben Datta. She's not with us today. She's in Kolkata. Again, I've got to know her over the years, and really a remarkable lady. She writes a lot. You might have noticed in Asian Voice, that there's a trickle of more and more West Bengal type of articles. I often wondered where they came from. And second, another trend that I have noticed is women, contribution of women in our society. Very appropriate, very suitable, because just now the Indian Parliament has also passed a law to empower women. But Rupanjana Ben had started this process within the Asian Voice. And so again, we would like to honor her for 16 years of service that she's performed, and I hope she's continuing to perform the services, but this is an interim award to really recognize the good work she's been doing. This will be awarded to her in due course. Thank you.
These awards are nothing but token of our services. There are 3 more names I would like to mention. Friends, you should remember that a man without completely dedicated help and support from the family cannot do anything good. So Pushpa, she is not here. Saroj Ben, he is also not here. And also Sejit Rajan, our operations manager based in India. They are contributing so much, so I want to give them my pranam and my congrats. Thank you very much. And much more than that, Mahesh Bhai has started recruiting more people. Jignesh Patel is there. Come here, Jignesh, quickly. We also have got somebody who has joined us, Asha Patel. Asha Patel, please, Asha will come here. We also have Pooja Raval, a dynamo working with us for over 10 years. Pooja will come here. Kishore Bhai, where is Kishore Bhai? Can you walk, Kishore Bhai? Has he gone? Kishore, come here. He takes time to walk because he is a destroyer of red wine. Mahesh Bhai, where are you? Cecil, is Cecil here or gone? Has Cecil gone? Look, and there are many more, but especially Jignesh and Asha Ben has joined. Upar aao na Bapa. They have joined us upar. And Pooja Ben actually is the main overall coordinator of the office. Mahesh Bhai is the group editor. Kishore Bhai is supposed to bring revenue. Sometimes when he's in a good mood, he brings good revenue. When he's not in a good mood, he doesn't bring good. So we always been good mood. We want your support. Asha Ben is an amazing person. She is from Patan, engineer. Her husband engineer. She works in a big British company, but she devotes some time to us. Asha Ben, you are going to make our pillar tomorrow. Pooja Ben, as I said, and Jignesh. I said these people, we want some more people in marketing, sales, dynamic journalism. So contact Mahesh Bhai. But thank you very much for being with us. I'm so happy.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
For allowing me to speak. Where is the master of ceremony?
Yes.
Right here.
Please, thank you very much.
A big kudos to the very stylish, charming, charismatic ladies who have just been honored with the citation today, Jyotsnaben Shah and Kokilaben Patel, and to all these wonderful new staff. It feels good to know that Gujarat Samachar will still go on, the show will go on, there are new people coming in, it's going from strength to strength, and we just hope it does much more, much better, much further. Of course, we've heard a lot from CB Uncle as well, who has helped, campaigned, fought.
I want to speak for a minute. Allow me, please.
2 minutes pachi. Okay. I'm in the flow. Please. Pela tama ke pehli. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Surendra Bhai C. Patel, is he here or gone? Yes. Come here, please, come here. Thank you very much for reminding. Surendra has been with us from early 84. Every job he has done. And I don't like him so much. But his mother, Maniben, was my sister. Come here, Surendra. Surendra has worked as many things. You remember, I forgot your name, Surendra. Om Sai Ram, thank you very much. Now, in front of everybody, if you don't help Mahesh too much, I'll go on hunger strike.
We are together.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you very much.
See, that's CB uncle for you. He'll remember everyone. He'll remember everything. He won't forget anyone. And he always makes you feel so nice and so good because, you feel acknowledged, you feel heard. And that's really nice and incredible. That's what makes him a fantastic leader, which has, given him the capacity to fight, to campaign, to represent, to cajole, whether it's to get, permission for a temple, whether it's to get a plane to land in Ahmedabad, to take care of all our elderlies heading off, for winter migration, all of it. So, of course, I think all of us here wish that Gujarat Samachar goes from strength to strength, right? And, goes and has many more jubilees besides this golden one, platinum, diamond, you name it, what have you. Maybe, our grandchildren might be here. Who knows? Now, all of us have known CB in this many roles. There's one person who's known him in a different role over here, who, which none of us have known. And I'm talking about CB as a dad, as a father. And the only person who can speak about this, throw light on this, and tell us a few more interesting things and some words is Merul. Merul, please do the honors. Please come on stage and share your thoughts.
Thank you, Namita. I don't know how to follow you. You've been an energetic whirlwind all evening. It's quite miraculous. Anyway, dear lords, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. That'll have to do. I hate making speeches, especially at the end when you've only been told 4 hours in advance. But again, thank you very much for being here tonight. I think it was very kind, especially of Rupert Murdoch, to step down from his role at News Corp this week, because it now means, I think, arguably, my dad might be the longest currently serving media baron in the UK. No Lord Rothermere. He got appointed in 1998. His dad, I'm fairly sure. You've all been unstintingly generous in your praise and recognition for what my father, with Asian Voice and Gujarat Samachar, have done all these years, over more than half a century. Many of you have also been stalwart supporters. I'm looking at Lord Lumba, Lord Popat is gone, and many others of you here. We wouldn't have been able to accomplish anything without your support. So thank you so much for that. As you all know, setting up and running a business is remarkably hard, requires a huge amount of dedication. But running a media business is slightly different. You spend your day at the desk, many long hours, but there's much more time before you get to go back and rest. You've got to plan for campaigns, for communities, you've got events to go to, and all these things eat into your weekends and evenings and leaving little time for anything else. So, family life is not great. But that's the dedication that requires to do this type of job. My father's tirelessly managed to do this for over 50 years, non-stop. And I wish I had half the energy that he does now when I'm his age. In fact, I wish I had half the energy that he does now, right now. We've also been fortunate to have a really extremely hard-working team. Some of them have been deservedly recognized tonight. Joshna Foy, Kokila Foy, Rupanjana's not here. But also, I'd like to, in a minute, ask for a round of applause for those members who Dad has acknowledged, but again, I only got asked to speak late. I didn't see the speeches. Kishore Bhai, Surendrabai, Pooja, new arrivals like Jignesh and so on. Everybody who's still working to make the business what it is. But before we clap, and Dad's again thanked all them already, didn't see a speech. The most important people for me are actually my aunt Saroj Ben and my mother Pushpa Ben. They haven't just been beside him, they've been behind him. And Kishobai reminds me of my sister, Urja Ben as well. Without those three, we wouldn't be here. So now I'd like to ask you for a round of applause for the current staff members here and also my aunt and mother who can't be here today. Looking around the room, we've lost a few people, but it's a remarkable reflection of how far the Indian community has come in the last 50 years. We've got peers of the realm, some of whom are compatriots from times at university. It's even scarier. We've got politicians, I think, although they might have gone already. Major industrialists, senior business leaders, professionals. We also have an Asian British Prime Minister who wasn't invited, was he? No, he could make it. No, he couldn't make it. He wasn't invited, I agree. But it's going to be some time before I have a member of the royal family, but that's fine. Dad, can you hear me? You can? Good. Just making sure. You have chronicled and helped shape our community's rise in Britain for years. But it's also fantastic to see new faces. With Mahesh, our group editor, with Rupanjana, who can't be here, our managing editor. They're both doing sterling jobs producing the newspapers. We have brilliant partners at EPG, Pratik. I wish George was here as well. They're ensuring that the Asian Achievers Awards continues to shine a light on the Asian community stars that we have. And I thank you very much for that. I think it's an important job. Long may it continue. We may be half a century in, but as any news publisher knows, there's always the next edition to do. And so it's so good to see such capable hands taking the reins. I know Mahesh will be properly thanking everybody, so I'm not going to preempt him right now. So I'd like to close by asking you all for one final time to give a round of applause to celebrate tonight and my father. Dad, he can't hear. Well done, Dad. We are very proud of you.
Thank you, Meru. A little Urdu couplet, a little शायरी. मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया. So I guess that's the journey, right? He started like that, his one-man show with being packing, printing, getting advertisements, sales, everything. Lots of people joined in, amazing people joined in. And it's taken Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice to make it what it is today as we know it. It's fantastic. Of course, we have to mention, we cannot forget, these amazing patrons, all of you who are here, because you believe in a cause. You believe in supporting this newspaper, what it stands for, which is why you have given it your time, your help, your encouragement, your support. And it is great because it is going to serve the community as a large, community as a whole. And for that, you can't be thanked enough. It has been a wonderful evening. I've been so happy to be here. I'm thankful to all of you for being very kind and gracious and letting me ramble on and listening to me very politely and nicely. I told you, you're friends and family now. It feels like that definitely at the end of this very warm, wonderful evening. And I'm just going to call upon Mahesh Bhai now. I think there is a new initiative which he wants to mention to all of you. So without taking up any more of your time, but just giving you my very sincere thank you for letting me speak, for listening to me, for being here for this wonderful evening. Thank you so much. And I'm handing you over to Mahesh Bhai now. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Namita Ben. While we are celebrating 50 years of Seva Yagna and Gyan Yagna, which was started by Mr. CB Patel, another Gyan Yagna, which is going on in India, Bharat, and that is joyful learning. We are going to introduce you with Reach to Teach, who works with the aim to make learning joyful to the 8 million children over 50,000 schools in Gujarat, Haryana and Arunachal Pradesh. Let's have a look at the video.
$135 million children in India go to government schools, eager to learn and build a better life. Many of these children come from adverse domestic situations. National data has persistently shown low basic learning levels for these children over more than a decade.
Ratna Vishwanathan is here. And may I ask Ratna ji to please stand up and wave your hand. Thank you. Thank you, Ratna ji. We fully support your noble cause, noble efforts. Now it's time to deliver vote of thanks. Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Patrons, and esteemed guests. Thank you very much for your support, guidance, and warm presence to mark 50 years of serving society, community by Gujarat Samachar, Asian Voice, and Mr. CB Patel. It's a historic get-together and a perfect blend of past, present, and future, which will strengthen the publication and will be able to draw a way forward to serve the community in a better way for next 50 years and more. I wish to extend my special gratitude to Lord Gadia, the Honorable Chief Guest and host of the event. I am grateful for the generous and strong support from the Honorable Patrons. This active involvement will give us a lot of encouragement and confidence to move ahead for Seva Yagna and Gyan Yagna started by Mr. CB Patel. I would also personally like to thank Mr. Subhash Thakrar. In his leadership, we are able to publish a very special book, Eyes of Tomorrow, thanks to the esteemed writer of the book. Last but not the least, Mr. CB Patel, a man who is on a mission to serve society, to stand with community, to fight for the rights of common people. His family, respected Pushpa Ben, Saroj Ben, Urja Ben, Merul Bhai, the whole team of Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice in UK and India. Because of all efforts done by you, we are here to celebrate the Golden Jubilee. And Mr. Raj Bakrania, who is flashing continuously, I also like to thank you. Dhruv Bhai, who is busy in filming. Apart from that, our all readers, column writers, well-wishers, supporters, who are not present here, but they are always with us in our Gyan Yagna and Seva Yagna. Thank you very much. A lot more jubilees to be celebrated, and we can say this with pride because we have a very energetic and a visionary leader like Mr. CB Patel. Thank you very much.